Mr. President, I'd like to call up Senate Resolution 134 as amended. My resolution urging the President to bring negotiations on a free trade agreement between the United States and the United Kingdom to a mutually advantageous conclusion. I've been working on the Senate floor and behind the scenes for several years now, trying to get this measure adopted and a trade deal signed. Things are finally moving. The message to the President, if approved with the unanimous consent of the Senate, could not be any more timely. President Biden recently announced that after a delay of more than a year, we're finally going to resume trade negotiations with the United Kingdom. It's not often these days that I'm really excited about all the news coming from the White House, but this one is absolutely thrilling to hear. I'm very pleased with it. For more than 100 years, throughout times of great change, tumult, and uncertainty, our partnership between the United States and the United Kingdom, sometimes referred to as the quote-unquote special relationship, has been constant. Through 2 world wars and the Cold War, through centuries of economic partnership that have forged the world's single largest bilateral trade and investment relationship, the UK has been our staunchest and our most loyal ally. Now, with the UK's newfound ability to negotiate independent free trade deals and the President's commitment to resume negotiations on that front, the stars are aligned, and we have the opportunity to grow that relationship even further. This Senate resolution is the next step, calling on the President to bring those negotiations to the finish line. What could be better for American jobs, American prosperity, and American security than securing such a deal? This is what our country needs. This is what my home state of Utah needs. Let me tell you a little bit about what that relationship means for the people back in my state, back in Utah. Almost 11,000 Utahns are employed directly by UK companies and their subsidiaries, and nearly 40,000 jobs are supported by exports from Utah to the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is our largest export market, and we sent over $9 billion worth of exports just in 2019 alone. Our credit and financial services industries also thrive from our trade relationships with the UK. Imagine what it would do for Utah and for the rest of the country if we made that trade even easier. In this age of great power competition with China, we need to work closely with our allies, renewing old friendships and crafting new ones. As we've seen, our supply chains are in a precarious position, and they need to be redoubled and reinforced before we face the next calamity. Whatever you might have heard, trade is one of the best ways to reinforce our supply chains. And so what we need is a proliferation of free trade agreements with countries around the globe. So the United Kingdom would certainly be on that list, and in fact, it should be chief among them. So now I ask my colleagues to join me, using the full voice and the authority of the United States Senate, to urge the President to proceed full steam ahead on a deal. Throughout history, the partnership between our countries has steadied the world through some of its greatest perils, and it can continue to do so today, if only we let it. The American and British peoples have the opportunity to once again join forces and emerge from the challenges we face today, and to do so stronger than ever for the benefit of our countries and nations across the globe. So, to that end, Mr. President, as if in legislative session, I ask unanimous consent that the Finance Committee be discharged from further consideration and the Senate now proceed to S-Res 134. I further ask that the Lee substitute amendment to the resolution be considered and agreed to, the resolution as amended be agreed to, the Lee amendment to the preamble be considered and agreed to, the preamble as amended be agreed to, that the Lee amendment to the title be considered agreed to, the title as amended be agreed to, and that the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.